This episode is sponsored by Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania. The countdown to Black Friday has begun. Take $400 off every window you buy and $800 off every door as the clock ticks on. That's at $0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for a whole year for qualified buyers. Check out renewalbyandersen.com to learn more. Norfolk Southern apparently tells employees it shouldn't take more than a minute to inspect rail cars. Meanwhile, it's port versus port. The 2025-26 Veterans Trust Fund is now accepting grant applications. Finally, a civilian helps make an arrest. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and you're listening to Today in PA. Norfolk Southern apparently tells employees that it should take no more than a minute to look at rail cars during inspections, reports the Associated Press. This, given Norfolk Southern's recent history, has sparked renewed safety concerns. However, the company has come out and said that this rule is just a reflection of the current industry standard. It also doesn't plan on disciplining anyone that misses that 1-minute target. Rail unions have been sounding the alarm for years now over allegedly rushed inspections throughout the industry in the wake of railroads getting rid of 1/3 of all jobs. Even in the wake of the disaster in East Palestine last year, officials say there hasn't been significant improvement in railroads' overall safety record despite all the promised reforms. The Federal Rail Administration found earlier this year that, at all major freight railroads, carmen spent an average minute and 38 seconds looking over each car while the federal inspector was watching. Up to 15% of cars still had defects after they were inspected, although most problems weren't the kind of thing that would cause a derailment. Said the administration's chief safety officer, Carl Alexi, of the 1-minute rule, quote, "If they are going to be held to that, I'm very concerned about defects not being found." Back in May, the state of Delaware announced that it would put millions of dollars toward building the Edgemore container terminal at the Port of Wilmington, reports Why. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers approved this expansion, and the Philadelphia Regional Port Authority, along with ports affiliated with Holt Logistics Corp., sued. The Philadelphia entities argued that the new Edgemore port would divert shipping from Philadelphia to Delaware. U.S. Judge Mark Kearney has sided with Philadelphia, ruling that the Army Corps of Engineers, quote, arbitrarily and capriciously departed from its own procedures, unquote, in issuing the permits involved in the expansion. A closer, more in-depth review of the project has been ordered, although the Corps could appeal. The 2025-26 Veterans Trust Fund is now accepting grant applications for programs and services that will benefit Pennsylvania's veterans, states PennLive. The Department of Military and Veterans Affairs says it will award these grants to nonprofits, veteran services organizations, and county directors of veteran affairs across the state. For more information, please click on the corresponding podcast article link. It was on Wednesday night when a man riding an illegal dirt bike ran through a stop sign and hit a cop on a motorcycle in Philadelphia's Holmesburg neighborhood, says 6ABC. The kid tried starting the bike again to get away, but Tony Wade, who happened to be in the area at the time, wasn't letting that happen. After the cop told Tony, quote, "Don't let him go," unquote, Tony held on to the dirt biker, wrestling him to the ground until other cops arrived. The cop was totally fine, as was the unidentified biker, who apparently was also not cooperating with police. Happy Friday, you guys. To stay up to date over the weekend, visit PennLive.com. Also, please don't forget to rate this podcast wherever you may listen to it, and to share it around with someone you think would like it as well. Thanks ahead of time, and of course, thanks for sticking with us. I'm Claudia Dimuro. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week for some more Today in PA.